estás? Ustedes.
Easy too.
Bien, muy bien. Muy guapo. Looking good, man. Cool shirt.
Thanks, bro. Had the best stream last night.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
what?
Good dream. Just chilling on a beach, dude. I was chilling on a beach and senoritas and
Oh, really? And margaritas?
yeah. Just having
Yo, what's up, Bryce? Good to see you, bro. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man.
Come on in.
What's up, big dog?
What's up,
How's your day
man?
going?
Oh, it's going good.
Good to see you.
This is where the magic happens?
This is it, man.
I love it. Where you want me at?
Right here.
All right.
Squeeze by you.
Yeah. What you guys been up to today?
Dude, oh my
I'm just
gosh,
working.
working calls, man.
Yeah? So get me up to speed. What do you do? Are you retired or we're still working a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we have a consulting company
Nice.
that we help people with crypto.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, so right now, as I'm sure you know,
It's not looking it's not too green.
I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of people
Good time to buy.
stressed
Oh,
out,
yeah.
freaked out. So that's what I deal with.
Yeah.
Damage control for
Damage
people that
control,
didn't
man.
listen.
Yeah. Hope you guys didn't have too much in little Terra.
I did.
Yeah.
I got a lot of it out.
That's good. Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah, dude, dodged a bullet for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, one of our new coins is killing it though right now, which is nice.
Which one is that?
Giddy.
Giddy? What's the fundamentals or the tokenomics behind that one? What's the
So it allows for easy onboarding into DeFi projects. Will you close that door?
yeah?
Drink.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice, dude. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this week's been wild luckily to your point, like, man, like, I've been selling for months.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so the people that hadn't been selling, especially when they were in profit,
Yeah.
are getting wrecked.
Right. What was kind of your hey, I need to start liquidating? What was your sign that you were seeing? Did you just think that there was something coming that was going to further, capitulate, markets were going to drop, or?
I mean, it's really all fundamentals to me. A lot of the coins that I was up on, I got into 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So like I got into Matic, when it was half a penny.
Right.
So I was so far up that it's like you got to pull profit. But I mean, I have a very systematic approach that, hey, when you hit certain targets, you got to cash out. You've got to take profit off the table because that's when greed kicks in.
That's right. Yeah. It's
And
gonna go up
greed,
forever.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to take profit off the table because it's always going to correct.
Yep.
And so what happens is because people don't take some of that profit, when it corrects, then they don't get back in.
Yeah.
If you didn't,
Burned, I'm not getting back.
right,
in.
it's a scam
Happens,
or yeah. So to me, like, I understand the fundamentals. So for me, like, this is the most powerful computing network on the planet. It's the biggest it's the biggest supercomputer.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it's not going away. This is just this is what happens with any new technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're just riding the waves. And so
Just waiting for that next bull run, you know?
Right.
yeah, and I mean, before that, there's going to be a correction.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And there's going to be millions before. I mean, dude, when did you start?
About a year and a half ago. And then on that point, there's not very many people out of an 8 billion, populated world. There's not that many people in crypto. So the volatility is going to continue,
Right.
Until more people are in. But yeah, about a year and a half ago.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. What were you doing before that? How did it get you?
So I was still in lending. Like I run a mortgage company, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm still doing that. But I was actually a real estate agent, and the very first thing I ever got into and started to explore was XRP. Like that was the very first one that they got me in on that one. So yeah. So
It's my number one.
Yeah.
We're hoping that it drops below 25 cents.
Oh yeah, man.
Just buy up a ton of it, you know?
I know. It's on discount. So that's between that and Bitcoin. Those are like my two biggest holdings, right? And then from there, it's further diversified. But that's kind of how I just got into it. I started reading about XRP, and then I went down the rabbit hole, and then that's when I really started to dig into just like what are the fundamental of just money in general. What's wrong with our money system because we haven't upgraded in a long time. And if you look throughout history, anytime there's been a superior money that's been introduced to a tribe or society, that superior money eventually takes over. So it's inevitable in my eyes.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, man. I mean, perfectly put.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just watching evolution.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just evolution. But to your earlier point is, what I see, and I mean, I just had a 2-hour meeting today about this, is because the total market cap is so shallow.
Yeah.
It's very easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
And I believe because the government or the powers that be, they thought it was going to go by the wayside.
Sure.
In the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But because they have unlimited pockets, they can flush the market, buy up market share, keep doing this pump and dump, so that they don't need to outlaw it or anything. They'll have total control of the technology because they own all the coins. Yeah. So that's what I feel's happening. Yeah. But what I'm doing is still the fundamentals won't go away. True. So yeah, they might own a large market share of, let's say, Bitcoin, but the technology is not going to go away. So mine will always stay relevant and valuable.
Yeah, your one Bitcoin is always going to be one Bitcoin, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw a video that a hedge fund had 291,000 Bitcoins. Yeah. As of like, what was it, like a month ago or something like that. That's crazy. That's a huge number to own. That many Bitcoins, you know? So and that's a hedge fund. So that's like nothing to them, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's awesome for them. I mean, I like that we're seeing, you know, hedge funds and those companies getting involved because it's opening it up to, you know, consumers that are used to, you know, working with traditional companies like hedge funds or Schwab or, you know, Fidelity and those guys. You know, it's starting to reach further people.
I mean, we will see. I mean, this is the beginning of ultimate insider trading, because these, like, let's say the Merrill Lynch, the Charles Schwabs, like, as they buy up crypto, once it's regulated, they have just oceans of sharks ready to get on the phone with Bob and Susan Smith and say, hey, now it's time to diversify your portfolio into crypto. They can drive the price up. They own the coins. Sure. They sell them back to their... So, I mean, dude, I mean, to me, I see all this unfolding because that's what I would do. Yeah. I can empathize with them. I'm not a scumbag, but I would do that if I were in their position. If I had unlimited pockets and I thought like them, because for me, I think anybody that goes into politics, I should say 9 out of 10 politicians, just to be attracted to that job, like you have to have some sort of desire to impose your will upon other people. Yeah. And so they are power hungry. Like, they don't really care about money. They care about power and control. And so, I mean, we're just watching that unfold. And so I can just put myself in their shoes. Like, oh, if I was that type of person, what would I do? Yeah. I would do exactly what they're doing.
Well, yeah. And they're already doing that. I don't know if you guys saw, but last year, there was well over 500 hedge funds. And there was only 3 of them last year that beat the market, right? And we had 70 new all-time highs in the stock market, right? Inflation's going up, asset prices are going up. There was 35 politicians that outperformed the stock market last year. 35. Whose day job is not trading options.
Right, man.
They even came out with an app that followed Nancy Pelosi's husband. That's so wild. Yeah. And they never missed. It was like 10 out of 10 they hit on that app following her husband.
They're just the scummiest people, especially like the ones the highest up. Because the average congressman's over the age of 75, average federal workers over the age of 55. Yeah. So the way I look at it is humans, our body is the hardware. Sure. Our consciousness is the software. Correct. So those people, the boomers and those people that come from that generation, their hardware can't even support the new software.
No, their cognitive ability and they're making, you know, large rules and changes on, you know, our monetary policy within the United States. It's completely outdated. We're using an outdated software system.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And because they're so slow to adopt technology, like now the technology they've missed the opportunity, and now it's grown past critical mass. Correct. Yeah. So now it can't be stopped. In fact, when I was talking about, you know, when did it infect you? I see it as a virus. Yeah. But a good virus.
For sure. Yeah.
And so I was saying on that meeting today is from my experience, like when someone gets into crypto, like they get infected by it.
Yeah.
Like you get addicted.
For sure.
So I not only am I addicted, but I willingly surrender to it.
Yeah.
I want it to use me. So that's why we have our business. That's why we do this, is try to wake people up to say, hey, guess what? Things are really changing. The old system that we know is going away.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's a whole new system that's emerging.
Yeah.
And
you the frontier. Of that.
Exactly. Because we just barely got started into mass adoption.
Mm-hmm.
True.
We just started.
Yeah.
And so I see this crash as like, it's almost like harboring in mass adoption.
Yeah.
So in 2017, I did a presentation on there's 3 phases of all new technology: the creation phase, the mass information phase, and then the mass adoption phase.
Yeah.
So and then I look for these clear, especially like crashes and stuff. They're like mile markers on the road.
Yeah.
So I look at this thing like, oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Here comes mass adoption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at those things, and then, man, like luckily having the capital now that, dude, if Bitcoin goes sub 20 or XRP goes to 25 cents, like, dude, I'm
Big
feeling
bags
some
on it,
bags.
Yeah.
It's funny because like a month ago, you're like, dude, let's set up your sister, let's track it, blah, blah, blah. My sister was like, no, my financial advisor told me it's fake money, it's a scam. And now my sister's wanting to get set up, and my mom, and like everyone, it's all switching, right? Like everyone's starting to realize. My favorite question back in the day was like, oh, do you have one of those coins in your pocket?
Right.
And I feel like, yeah, actually I do. It's right here on my phone.
Yeah, it's the same thing as your ICCU account.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, 90% of the U.S. dollar is digital, and it's held on private bank ledgers. The only thing, the problem with that is we can't see it, right? Blockchain exposure.
Right.
We can see everything. We
Right.
Can see everything. And you can even trace it where it goes. So there's many benefits of using it.
Well, and that was my testimony to like the world is, I went to the bank to pull out cash so I could buy some crypto, and they were like, oh, that's going to take us 5 days to gather that amount of cash up for you. And I was like, what the hell? You guys don't have that much cash here right now? Yeah. And then I was like, holy shit, the US dollar is a digital currency. And my bank manager even said, only criminals and drug dealers have cash. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? You're a bank. That's what you're supposed to be holding. But we're paying somebody basically to hold our wallets for us.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, they're no different than like what's going on with Coinbase right now.
Yeah.
Like they do. Like you don't have your dollars.
Yeah.
Like wait till there's a bank run in America. Like here's the thing is most everyone that's living in America today has never gone through any sort of crisis.
Correct. Yeah.
So they don't know what a bank run's like. They don't know what a world war's like. They don't. I mean, we're sitting pretty here.
Yeah.
So when that happens, people are. To me, I see it's like there's these signs trying to wake people up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it in Canada. When we saw
yes,
an established nation state.
Yeah.
Freezing accounts because they didn't agree with what they were, where they were sending money.
Right.
Ukraine, Russia, stock market's frozen. Can't liquidate.
Right.
Certain amount of money out of your ATM.
Yeah,
there's problems with that.
I think even in Russia they started having to pay their soldiers in crypto because their money.
Russian ruble was completely just shut down overnight.
Yeah, and they had like soldiers leaving tanks in Ukraine and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not getting paid. I'm fucking out of here.
That's a very interesting thing to see too. Is that even those soldiers, they work for money.
Yeah.
So
if here's what I see happening is, and what I hope to wake a lot of people up is, hopefully the dollar crashes before they get total control.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of faith. Call it a higher power, whatever you want to call it. But to me, I see that the unfolding of this game that we're all playing, it's so perfect that our minds can't even fathom the perfection. So even we're talking 11:59:59 on the doomsday calendar, something miraculous could happen. I trust in that.
Yeah.
And so what I see is all the people, police, military, all these people, at the end of the day, they're working, they do that job for money. Mm-hmm. That money goes away, they don't go to work.
True.
So that's how they could lose a lot of power real fast.
Yeah.
Because the only reason why they have power to enforce their will is because they have the guns.
True, absolutely. And I always think it's funny, you know, people want sovereignty, right? And that's a great thing that people think, you know, we really do have in the United States. But when you look at money as a form of property, which it is, right? It's my relationship with the asset. It's my property. We don't have ownership of our property.
Right.
What we can do with it. We talk about withdrawing money. Well, when can you do that? Well, it's got to be between banking hours of 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Can't send on the weekends.
Dang, dude, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you wouldn't come home. If I came home and somebody was in my house, I could kick them out. It's my property. But now you flip that and you turn it to money. It's like, oh, I can only send it when you want to. I have to pay money because you say so, and I can't. You know, there's all these
fees
these
and yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, yeah, man, and that's wild. Yeah, it's so true.
When people realize, one, there's just not a great understanding of how money works, and so when people see crypto and Bitcoin and stuff like that, they don't understand it because they don't understand how money works. But if they understand how money works, and then they saw, oh, I don't have that much control of my money. Oh, this decentralized cryptocurrency doesn't look that bad now. That's when it will open up, you know, more minds.
Totally, man. Yeah, I mean, people are just, again, it's you either are on the forefront or you're just going to be forced into it. And if you're forced into it, then by then all the upside, the huge multiples on your money, it's gone.
True.
But you will be forced into it.
Yeah.
Like as that dollar crashes, you know, there will come a point where someone will get their paycheck in dollars and it's gas went up $1 that day.
Yeah.
When that starts happening, light bulbs are going off, and people are. I think they'll be flooding into crypto.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, the people that are getting just absolutely crushed right now, especially with inflation, are those people that are on those fixed incomes where they're depending on the value of the dollar to hold its value.
Yes,
and it's not. It's a one-way chart. If you look at since the beginning of time, what has the value of the dollar done, and it's gone down.
It's in its math. It's built into the math.
Yeah.
So I did just hear from somebody through passing that
you're good.
Another third world country just switched over to crypto. I don't know who it was, and I haven't.
So the Central African Republic is one.
Okay.
And Panama was the third one.
I thought El Salvador was the first, right?
El Salvador was the first.
Yeah.
And then Cuba is coming.
Oh wow.
Cuba?
You're about to see Cuba. As
nice.
The next one. Yeah.
Wow. Well, and I know that India, they came out with the digital ruby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I heard that's cranking, but they have full access to that. So I mean, that's to me is the wrong reason to get into blockchain is like buy a nation's coin, you know,
CBDC type deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we saw the big capitulation. You know, last year was when China banned, you know, for like the 400 something time Bitcoin. It's because they were working on their own digital, you know, yuan. That they want that total control.
Your mic's not working.
Oh, is it not?
Dude.
So much good stuff. We'll have to.
No, you gotta be kidding me. We're pretty off the cuff here, eh?
Yeah,
oh, okay, there we go, dude.
You got some
What's
power?
Up with that? Yeah.
Like it.
Check 1, check 2.
Well,
and honestly, man, this is kind of how all of ours go. We just kind of come on here and
Dude,
bullshit.
Go with it, man. We just got right to it.
Yeah, we just got right.
I love it.
Yeah. When did you start doing mortgages?
So I got into lending in 2019. I was 19 at the time, turning 20.
Yeah.
And I just bought my first house, and I was working at a place called Off the Field. So I was training high school, collegiate, professional athletes. I was, you know, making good money. I was on salary. Bought my first house, and I just was like, I was capped out. Right, I couldn't. There was a ceiling, and I had hit it, and I couldn't excel any further in the company or anything like that. And I knew a dad who I trained his son, and he introduced me to a branch manager, and I was like, cool, I'll go be a loan officer, you know. So I went from 1 month being W-2 to next month 100% commission, and I was like, man, I got to close loans, I got a mortgage now, and away we went.
Wow, nice.
And
you were a realtor while you were doing the coaching, or?
Oh no. So when I was doing the coaching, I was just training, and then I became a loan officer. So I work with the real estate agent to get people, you know, approved for the financing. So when you go buy a home and stuff like that, that's
you pre-approved Caitlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Through. In fact, Arrow invited us to that. What is that? A party bus for the Parade of Homes
tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you going to be there too?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. You gonna be there?
Yeah.
There we go. That's gonna be a good time then.
Nice.
Yes.
I'll be coming out of a K-hole.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Ketamine clinic, dude.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got an appointment tomorrow at 2.
Very nice.
Yeah, third one this week.
Jeez, there we go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's trying to stuff them all in, man.
Yeah.
It's wild. You from here?
Yeah, born and raised.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So now, born and raised here in mortgages. So you really got you're all in the real estate pool. What do you think about what's Boise
happening right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the market sentiment right now.
Yeah. What's your sentiment?
I mean, I'm talking to people every single day. The markets are bloody. There's no doubt about that.
They're what?
They're bloody. The markets are bloody, right? So
Real estate market?
No, sorry. So like crypto,
Yeah.
and the traditional legacy system. But I mean, we're seeing a slowdown for sure.
Are you?
Across the nation. I mean, there's less houses coming to be listed. There's less mortgage applications being filled out.
See,
Rates are in the
I heard that there was more houses hitting. Like just from a video I watched, they were saying that like people were like panic trying to like the ones that were like waiting for the peak of the thing.
Yeah.
Now they're all putting their house on the market.
So they're sitting like the ones that weren't selling, and then you add the new supply. Yes,
Right.
there's more inventory on the market, but at
Okay.
the same time, we're also seeing less wanting to list because of how high interest rates are,
Oh, gotcha.
and just again the overall market sentiment. But I guess the short end version is to have a market crash or a bubble, you need a surplus of supply, right? And we just don't have that, right? Compare that to 2007, 2008. It's 3.5 million homes on the market. Now there's less than 1 million, and we have well double the amount of people looking for homes and the amount of people that are going to continue to come in the market over the next 5-6 years. It's like 500,000 new people every single year that are coming of that home buyer age. So real estate will continue to stay strong. My eyes, I think we're already in a recession. And typically, throughout every major great recession or recession, housing has done very good through the recession because mortgage rates drop, and it goes up after that recession. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be good. It's just a little bit slower right now, but control what you can control.
How much slower?
I would
Compare year over year. You guys probably have that data.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so refinances made up a lot of volume last year in the mortgage industry when everything's sub 3%, right? Totally. And so I think refinances, don't quote me on this, are down, 70-80% year over year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hot mama.
Yeah. So I mean, you're seeing a lot of mortgage layoffs for that because what happened
layoffs.
Oh yeah.
In Boise?
Yeah, I'm sure there's gotta be, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just had a friend that left doing mortgages. Now he's selling at Bish's RVs.
Yeah. But you got to think like the mortgage industry as a whole tripled in volume overnight when the Fed fund rate went to 0 and interest rates dropped.
Yeah.
So it caused massive refi boom, right?
Yeah.
So they had to grow. They had to keep up with the volume. So it's not a surprise that this happens. I mean, and it's got to level out, you know what I mean? But again, overall, housing in my eyes as an investment along with the industry is solid.
But you don't see a potential downturn even in house values?
I don't know. So CoreLogic came out with an article a couple weeks ago, and there's 8 major cities that have the potential of, having a housing, drop. If someone goes and pays $100, $200K over for a house right now, you're putting yourself susceptible to that housing price crash, right? But again, there's not enough. There's too much demand still. We're still seeing people wanting to buy houses. There's more people looking for houses than ever before. And there's
in
not
Boise?
enough supply all over the nation.
Well, I mean Boise specifically.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Are you
It's still a
seeing
high
demand
destination.
go down too for new buyers and out-of-state buyers? That's most important because I would say there's a migration out
Of
from out of Boise from people who are from here.
So it's actually funny that the 5 main places where people leave from, at least the Treasure Valley, 4 of the counties are in Idaho. 1 of them is in like Virginia. So there's not a big outflux of people going elsewhere. There's a massive influx of people coming from, there's 4 primary counties in California, and there's 1 in the Seattle area. So we're still continuing to see people come in. We have national builders coming here now.
Yeah.
But again, yes, there's been a slowdown, but overall, over the length of how long this takes out, I don't see a crash happening here.
And that's another interesting thing that I've noticed is even though we have these other builders coming in, we're still not building enough here because we just can't. I mean, nobody can find the employees, and then now we have this influx of cost of material, which might Because I mean, I have a lot of people, I'm selling big jobs like additions, full kitchen remodels, stuff like that. But the smaller jobs is what's kind of like gone away. Like people are not wanting to do small bathroom remodels right now because it's going to cost you 25 grand,
yeah,
you know,
because the cost of materials and labor is going up.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I've seen a huge, like I haven't had anybody come into my office asking for a job for probably 4 or 5 years. And now we're having like between I'd say like 4 and 8 people a week coming in like, hey, I do garage doors. You guys need any help? Like blah, blah, blah. And
No
I haven't had
way.
that happen
Wow.
in forever. So, and that's starting to happen now. Which I went through that obviously in 2008. And I worked all through 2011. I stayed in, construction. Actually, I lied. I went into car sales for a little bit.
Okay.
But went back into construction, and construction's been insane, right? So when COVID hit, I remember everyone else took that 2 weeks off here because Boise shut down.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was essential, and I literally was walking into people's houses with no mask on day one of the shutdown.
Yeah.
And no one ever said anything to me. I don't know if it's because of my height or what. Like I was going to grocery stores. I had one kindergarten teacher, like she looked like the kindergarten teacher from Billy Madison and like rubs fucking glue on her face.
Oh my gosh.
But she said something to me and I was just like, mind your business, lady, and just walked off, But other than that, no one ever said anything to me. Like I've just kind of done whatever the fuck I wanted to.
You mean during the whole time?
The whole time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the airport.
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
plane ain't taking off.
dude, and those stewardess, they don't mess around,
Nah,
bro.
bro, that
Like,
thing comes down like right here.
yeah, they're like, excuse me, sir, can you put your mask on? And
Yeah.
you're like, damn, I don't want to get kicked off this flight,
Yeah.
I passed out and it came down and this fucking lady snapped on me, dude. And I was just
Really?
like, yeah, I'm like, listen, I was asleep. Like, I'm not trying to cause
Yeah.
any.
Whoa.
I think there was also like, there's, some people that are assholes, right? Like a lot.
And
So
that would
I-
just
I-
trigger them.
Yeah.
They were
Exactly.
already on the
Power,
edge.
Like, oh, now I have the power. To tell
Right.
you what to do.
Oh, yes. I
and-
have a way to project now.
Yeah.
I'm justified.
Right. That does
Whoa.
make sense too, because everyone was on a power trip at that time, dude. On those planes, like, excuse me, sir, your mask. It's like I literally just took a drink. You saw
Yeah.
me bringing my drink down. Like, we're allowed to do that. Where's the line at?
Yeah, it was
But
wild for sure.
I know on plane flights I was on, I saw people being dicks to them like, oh, I'm eating a nut, and then there was like a big argument,
Right.
and then I pass out and my mask barely slides down, and I'm just like, yo, chill.
Yeah.
Tased.
Yeah.
Put that back on.
Why did the plane not take off? Because this lady wouldn't pull it.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
All right, so this is crazy. This is the craziest plane ride I've ever been on. This Karen just wouldn't put it over her nose. Like, literally just like, we're asking her to. We're on the runway. We pull back in eventually. Cops come on. I was thinking there's going to be
No
like this,
way. The
this-
cops came on?
Cops came on, and I thought it was about, like, everybody had their phones out. She just
What?
quietly left and just got off the plane. I'm like, well, that sucks. Okay, so then we take off. I'm flying down to California. We're running down the runway, like, about to take off, and then the whole plane just, like, smacks. And, like, we lurch forward, and I'm like, no way, we got a flat tire. Like, we just popped, like, the whole plane shook. And they come on, and they pull off again. They're like, all right, guys, super sorry. We don't know what's going on. Give us a couple seconds. 10 seconds later, they come back on and say, ladies and gentlemen, we just hit a coyote.
Oh shit.
What?
And there was a coyote that ran across. We hit the front tire. It got sucked up underneath, hit the bottom of the plane.
No way.
Cut this thing in half.
Damn.
I saw a picture because I got off the plane because I had a connecting flight that I missed. I'm like, I'm just staying in Boise. I had to come back on Wednesday anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God does not want me to be on this plane right now. But I saw there was a cop up front. He had taken the picture, and it was just like a clean cut. Coyote was just cut. Right.
What?
The wildest plane I'd ever been on.
Damn,
Didn't even
dude.
take off.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
You know what else though is, to me, it's like you already had it on. You missed a flight because you wouldn't just
Do
you
that.
already had it on.
Yeah.
Like what are you like, man,
Who
that's
you
so
proving?
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already lost.
Yeah.
You lost.
Just put it on.
Yeah.
There
That's wild.
there was quite a few. I mean, even me myself, like when I was on the plane, like I would get riled up because I would like, it was almost like watching, I'd like watch like the people I followed on Instagram, which I stopped following those people, but they're like, don't wear your mask on plane, get kicked off like I did. And I was like, yeah.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah. And then-
wow.
And then I just was like, God, why am I such an idiot? Turn that off,
Yeah.
But yeah, you really like if you're we call it plugged in, man. If you're plugged in on that stuff, like you get riled up and then, yeah.
Follow the crowd.
There was only one time, and it was just when we were coming home from Florida in January. That was the only time I ever got flustered because, man, thank God. I mean, I work from home. I never
go out, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, when I had to go to like the grocery store and wear it, it didn't bother me at all. I didn't care because I empathized.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't have a job where I have to wear it. So like, I feel bad for all of you that do it. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to get some milk. I really don't care.
Put it on.
Yeah. But then like coming home, man, like the lady, the flight attendant,
she's on you.
just on me. We were kind of sick and I was just like, oh, and then I noticed how it restricted my breathing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, now I know why you guys are all on edge, because you're not breathing fully. You're probably cortisol's up. You're on edge. Your husband ain't fucking you. Your kids don't like you. You know your life sucks, and now you got to wear this mask. I understand now. I get it even more. Thanks. I don't have to
do it every day.
Yeah, I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so. That was a wild time. It's so weird that was 2 years ago.
I know.
And I'm hearing this same story over and over, like how quick because I'm into some weird shit. And I think that like even COVID, like that sped up evolution.
Yeah.
Because like what it did, because when I got it, and I've asked so many people that got it, like when you got it, did you kind of go through this dark night of the soul where like shit from the past and stuff like came up that you had to deal with? And a lot of people said
interesting.
And so for me, like I see that in order for someone to evolve to the next level, you have to let go of some of the baggage you're holding on to.
For sure. Yeah. Anger,
Resentment, blame, shame, guilt. And so for me, like it came up, and what it's doing is trying to cleanse you. Like that's why the body gets a fever. It's trying to cleanse you out.
Get it out, yeah.
Yeah, and so I saw it from, dude, the way I see life, we're all spiritual beings.
Yeah.
And we are experiencing this physical life to stimulate us to grow spiritually. Like the purpose of life is not to make money and to get possessions and stuff like that. It's to go through, have experiences, learn from those experiences, and become a better person.
Sure.
If you don't do that, you can't run from the skeletons in your closet. Yeah. Like eventually you either deal with them or they kill you.
Yeah.
Like that's to me what cancer is. Like you're can you imagine holding on to anger, blame, shit, like hardcore emotions for decades?
Yeah, no, they eat you up.
Heck yeah. Like you don't talk to your own kids or something like that. Like, oh my gosh. Like
you see those people every day though. Like,
like
if you're driving and they're like flipping you off over nothing or like blowing their horn, it's like, man, how do you have such a bad life?
Yeah, gosh, I feel bad for you. Like, what's going on?
That you're this upset over something so minuscule, you know? And dude, people are like that. That's the term Karen or whatever came out.
Totally, man.
Yeah, I mean, those women just, any chance they get to wig out.
Yeah, they're just already mad.
Yeah.
Pissed, yeah.
Man.
My mom's a little bit of a Karen. She even jokes about it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? She jokes about it?
She jokes about it. Because, like, she'll hear a Karen story and she's like, oh, I'd probably do that too.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh, man.
So I try to always handle anybody going over to her house. Like, her dishwasher went out. I, like, called
to come. Know?
I'm just like, hey, I'm calling for my mom. My mom's getting, like, stuff fitted for a wedding. I call and took care of that. I take care of all that stuff because I'm just like, hey, like, keep in touch with me. My mom sometimes can get upset about things, you know?
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, so, like, she was getting her dishwasher fixed, right? The parts came in. They called me, and they're like, hey, the parts are in. They sent a different guy out, and he's like, oh, so what's going on with your dishwasher? And I'm like, oh, you're just supposed to be installing the new parts that came in today. He's like, oh, fuck, they didn't put that in the notes. And he's like, so I didn't grab any. He's like, I'll just have to come by later today. And I'm like, no big deal. You know, I'm in construction. Dude, my mom lost it. And I'm like, Mom, you're not even having to deal with this, you know? She was just like, you call them, you tell them they're pieces of shit, and like,
what?
Lost it. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, Mom,
calm down.
You're
not,
not,
okay.
Yeah, I'm taking care of this. I got to go back to the house. No big deal. Guy's super cool about it. And she's like, you tell them you want a discount. And I'm
Whoa.
like, they're not going to give us a discount. It was a simple mistake. You know, they didn't put it in the notes. The guy's got to come back today. But just the amount of anger. And then it was like every hour I got a call after that. Did he call you back?
No
Did he tell you
way.
what time?
So it's in her mind processing. It's like, hey, you don't have to. You're getting a machine that washes your dishes for you.
Yeah.
Fix.
You're gonna wash the dishes.
Yeah, you don't even, and you're flipping out. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to deal with any of it, and you're flipping out over it.
Yeah, but
dude.
Then she afterwards, after it got done, she's like, "Thank God you take care of all this stuff for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, you would never." If somebody treated me like that over a dishwasher being repaired, I'd be like, "Sorry, lady, we're not coming back out." And there's not a lot of dishwasher repair companies out there.
It's hard, man.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I told this guy, hey, it's a little bit of a lengthy process to get a repair quote on siding just because there's a lot of technical stuff he needs done. It's like the worst spot to have. So I'm like, I got to get my foreman out here. And it's really hard to get him out here. And so I was like, give me like a week or two to get this quote to you. He has called every single day. And he doesn't call me. He calls the office and is like, I haven't heard from them yet.
Oh,
and I'm just
man.
I told you how long it was going to take.
Yeah.
That's what blows
I'll
my
call
mind.
you. Don't call me.
Yeah. And then when I call him on my phone, he doesn't answer. And then he calls the office phone and is like, I haven't heard anything. And it's like, dude, I don't want to work with you now. Now I'm going to send you a fat ass quote. And if you go with it, I'm probably still not going to work with you because that has happened, where I'm like, I'll send over like double the cost that it should be. And they're like, all right, when can you get it done? And it's like, all right, well, maybe I should have tripled that, or I don't know.
To try to fire them or something, get rid of you. Yeah, I mean, that's the worst is someone that's just a pain to deal with. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, your siding's been shit for like 4 years. Like, calm down for 2 weeks, It's like,
still going to say the same.
Yeah, these
nothing's going to change.
Yeah, these water stains have been here for a long ass fucking time.
Now you're concerned?
Now you're all of a sudden you're calling me every single day.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Man, people out there, come on, guys. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
No.
Life is not that hard.
No. Well, it just blows my mind. We deal with just, everyday people, buying homes, refinances homes. We tell them, like if they just would listen. But the problem is like I feel like when they're wanting something done or they want a mortgage or something, they have like this predestined, like I know what I'm doing type deal, and they have no idea and they don't listen. So when you tell them something like what to expect next or this is what I need, make sure you don't give me these documents. It's just like in one ear, out the next, and then they send them back with the exact thing I can't use.
Oh my god!
And then you tell them, they freak out, and I'm like, I told you why I can't use this, and it's not up to me. It's a federal level that we have to have the right documentations, and now they're upset and everything. But yeah, people just don't listen sometimes.
Yeah, gosh, man, that is just my gosh.
Yeah, my job is the easiest job because I just tell people. Oh, I mean, another funny appointment I had yesterday. This lady's like, because I ask everyone like, hey, do you guys have a budget for this? And I know that every job goes above what their budget they set. Like, it's just a known thing for me, right?
Right.
But I at least get them thinking about it because then I know like, hey, we're way off or hey, we're kind of close, But I told this lady, I'm like, she said 80 grand. I'm like, okay, well, your addition is probably going to be a little bit more than 80 grand. And I'm like, plus on top of that, you want a roof and you want an HVAC system. You're probably 20 grand short for this project. And she's like, well, whoever does our addition, we'll let them do our roof and our HVAC too. And I like in my head was like, yeah, I was like, wait, it sounds like you're like saying if you do my addition, I want my roof and my HVAC done free. And she's like, well, I should just get a better deal, right? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, just because you get an addition done doesn't mean you get a free roof and free HVAC.
You don't get to bundle it.
Yeah. This isn't like buy one, get 3 for free, And I'm like, you're 20 grand short. It's not like, you're a couple $1,000s off.
There's no negotiating.
And then she's like, well, I guess I need to keep shopping. And I'm like,
I guess so.
Well, I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, no one's going to give you a free $20,000.
Yeah.
Like, and you might find somebody to do all this work, but it's not going to be done right. And it's never going to get finished. That's half the jobs I get called out onto now are like, oh, I don't know why they built this structure, but they didn't do anything else and I can't get a hold of them. And and it's like,
no way.
It's like, cause they way underbid this job.
Yeah. You got what you paid for.
Yeah, exactly. And people, I'm like, I'm guessing you got other quotes. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, which one did you go with? the cheapest one. I'm like,
That's
well,
why.
there you go.
Rock bottom service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I'm like, and now you want me to come in and fix what they've done wrong because it looks like shit.
Right.
So I'm like, it's going to cost more money. And you already went with the lowest quote. So like, am I going to waste my time putting a quote together for you guys? You know? And then I'm like, what's your budget for getting this finished? She's like $20K. And I'm like, you're nowhere near like $20K on work. You're probably like 60 to 80K. And she's just like, there's no way. And then got mad at me like it was my fault. And I'm just like, man,
you're killing
I don't.
the messenger.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just letting you know, lady.
Yeah, like I don't make these numbers up, you know. Like this is
Right.
how much it costs to do all this stuff. And the reason you're in the situation you're in right now is because you worked with somebody that didn't know what they were doing. Because,
Right.
dude, everybody that works at McDonald's or Taco Bell or whatever are now starting construction companies or subcontractors, and you know, anyone could slap some tile on a wall or do some flooring, right? But if they don't know how to do it right, those people aren't going to spend the time to learn how to do it right.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to go and do it and then collect a check. And this is the easiest money they've ever made.
Right.
Because now instead of $800 every 2 weeks on their paychecks, now they're making $800 in a week. And, you know,
Quality's just not there.
the quality's
Right.
not there. And those aren't the type of people to go out and learn like, hey, why am I having such a hard time? They don't give a shit. They're like, pay me my money or I'll come and take all this shit out of your house.
Right.
You know,
Oh man.
it's a wild west right now as far as
I would say
construction
so.
goes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because of like regulations or codes in Boise that just anybody can go be a contractor or what?
There is no regulations and codes. There's no one.
So you could just one day be working at McDonald's, the next day be like, I'm gonna do hardwood floors.
Yeah.
What? I just watched this YouTube video. I could do that. I could do that. I know it.
This literally happened to me. I went to this house, talking to this lady. Her husband tried to like do all the repairs, and then we walk into the bathroom, and she's got the wrong size shower pan on the bottom, and it's crooked. And she's going, my husband said that a good tiler could tile this in.
What?
And she's like, he's not an expert. And I'm like, what do you think the labor on this is gonna like? What's your budget? And she's like, well, $2,000 for the whole bathroom. I'm like, just to tile this shower, the labor is gonna cost me $4,500. And I'm like, you got $2,000 for a whole shower. She's like, $4,500. And she goes, you guys make that much money in labor? And I'm like, I don't make that much money. That's what I pay in labor.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh shit, I guess we should start a construction company. No joke, dude. And then she also, her husband put OSB and then was trying to texture the OSB because it was less than sheetrock.
What?
And
what?
No, this is not a joke. And he had already put the fucking
On the ceiling?
in
a bathroom?
No, in
okay.
in like an addition that they had somebody else do the framework and he was doing the finish
Yeah,
work.
still.
And then it was all done wrong, so she was
What?
asking
Who is
me
these
us to
people?
fix it. And I sent her a quote for like $13K because I didn't want to work with these people.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I probably should have like been like $26K because I was like a little afraid they were going to accept it. But she's like, that's way too much money. 2 weeks later, I get a call from her husband who did all the work himself and is now taking on a friend's project down the street. And he's asking me about like how he's like, I can't get the OSB lined up on the outside because he's like, I'm doing the siding for these people and I can't get the OSB lined up. And he's like, how would I cut this corner here? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, I went down and bought a business license. I'm in construction now too. And I'm like,
way.
this
and
fucking
calling
guy.
you
And
for how to do it?
Oh, dude.
Yet you're his only contact on how to what?
But it happens
That's
all the
so
time.
crazy.
It happens all the time. Like, I'm trying to think. This gal that used to work with my mom needed some like flooring done on her house. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know who this girl's husband is, you know, like you should just let my guys come over and do it. She's like, oh, well, he's going to give me a discount because he's just started doing it. So he wants to like learn how to do it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You just spent like $4,000 on flooring, you know? And she let those guys go in and do it, and they did the worst job. So my sister's husband and I had to go in and like redo everything.
No way.
But yeah, I mean, she had those for like 4 years. But it was so, and dude, in any spots where they missed or like didn't get it underneath they just put a fucking like half a tube of caulk. So like when we were pulling that out,
the gap. Yeah. Oh my gosh,
it was so bad, dude.
That's crazy.
But
I didn't know. I would never.
It's happening everywhere right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild, wild west as far as construction goes, and the state isn't policing anybody. Yeah, I get called into jobs where like a whole house is demoed and the construction company's gone. They took a deposit.
Damn.
No way. Oh, that's not good at all. So they do the demo, then they're gone.
Yeah, well, they underbid the job or.
Oh yeah, they run out and they've got to get that next job because they need the cash flow.
It's bad.
That's
not good.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Do you ever deal with that on the mortgage end? Like somebody.
No, just because like we have to have a completed house to get it done. So even with like new construction, anything like legally to have a eligible home for Fannie Mae or something, like you have to have their certificate of occupancy. It's got to be deemed livable. So if you just have some shingles on a roof and inside's gutted, you're not funding on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
but for an investment property, you could.
No. Anything with a mortgage, a conventional conforming mortgage on there, it's got to be finished product.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you have we've seen that where I've gotten presented with a buyer who's like, hey, I want to go buy this home. Somebody started it, didn't finish it. I want to come in and swoop it up. I'm like, dude, you got to go cash or hard money because Fannie Mae's not going to back it.
Do they have construction loans?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can do like a construction loan. Like, hey, I bought this piece of land. I'm going to build this house on it. The buyer's going to hold the financing and carry the construction loan. That's totally fine. But still, if you find a house that's already been somewhat done, a lot of lenders are not going to want to do a construction loan on that one either, you know what I mean? Because they didn't have a reputable builder or anybody that they knew that built some of it. So it's just tricky. You're going to have to go some type of like non-QM route or hard money.
Damn, I wonder what happened with those places in Tamarack then. The ones that were like partially built for, yeah. Because I was in construction while that happened. A&Z was the one framing all of those buildings, and it was like one day they got a letter like, hey, I'm not paying you guys anymore, and everyone was just gone. And dude, those places were up there for like 10 11 years, right? Or something, 12 years or something.
No, another company bought it out. Yeah, the big resort. Yeah, so that's what I heard happened. They just built off of what was currently.
Yeah.
So they sat forever.
Yeah. I wonder how that building is too. Yeah. Because it was like there was no wrap on any of that. Nothing.
Right. It didn't deteriorate too much. That'd be bad.
Yeah. I mean that's what my fear with the current market. Yeah. Is it's because like this building, they had to shut down for a month because they didn't have the money to pay the people.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So even those big contracting companies, these nationwide, like even they're vulnerable. I mean, look at the legacy system. Even today we might break 31,000.
Yeah,
not good at all. Especially these big construction companies, they're over leveraged. They're invested in the market. The market goes down. It's the same thing that's happening, with UST or whatever. Is hey man, when those liquidations happen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: we live in a world where everything's so interconnected.
Yeah.
That something affects everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we don't know what that black swan event's going to be or what could happen that could just knock all the whole house of cards over.
Yeah.
There was that one building downtown. Remember? Was that? I don't remember.
The Zions building?
Was it the Zions that was like
the pit?
3 or 4 different builders came in, purchased the land.
What you're talking about.
And it was like a giant hole for like 5 or 6 years where they just like
I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, and all these people kept buying it and then saying they were gonna do something, then nothing happened. I can't remember what building that is. Maybe it was like the 500 Inn or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it was that one. Yeah, but I remember hearing the story that there's a new tenant in there now, but it's still not done.
Yeah, and they never. It took forever for them to finish that building. It was like 5 or 6 years. Might have been the jump program. That whole.
That jump, yeah, it could have been. I can't remember.
And I think the Simplots were the final one that bought that and then finalized because there was just a giant fucking hole.
Yeah.
And they were talking about doing the baseball field.
I heard that they were building like vaults or some secret shit in that.
Oh,
that's
really?
why it was taking so long. That's the conspiracy
The
theory I heard.
yeah.
Yeah, they were building something.
Well, there used to be tunnels underneath Boise.
Right.
There still is.
Yeah. I want to know where have you been?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Should we do like a Ghostbusters
that'd be
version?
sweet.
Like
Or Ghost
video,
Hunters, that guy,
videotape it as we go down and like,
Yeah.
because dude, they're like, there's like 2,000 of them or something
Whoa.
crazy. Yeah. Somebody was telling me that it's like all throughout downtown Boise, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wonder if they
And
because that's the same thing in Utah.
They start at the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Yep, same thing with Salt Lake. I don't know about the Capitol because it's up on a hill, but
Damn.
that's what those Mormons had, these secret tunnels and stuff.
Yeah.
Under Salt Lake.
I'd be down.
Let's
Just
go.
on the entrance. I'm down. I'm there.
I think it's right there off to the side.
Really?
That like the little stairs that go down and then they open up. I think that's where the tunnel starts.
Oh, really?
But we need to get a key to the city.
Oh, yeah.
Who do we
Probably
need to
some
talk to?
potholes or something too. You could pop open. Somewhere
Yeah, there's
else. There
gotta
was
be
a
a
book I read
secret.
that had like there was a couple off like Main Street and stuff that you could have access points to. So
We need that map from Harry Potter. It's like,
Yeah, nice. So have you thought at all about how blockchain's going to disrupt lending?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I see. That's just such a ripe opportunity to just completely, because there's so many choke points and they're all human
Yeah.
choke points and human failure right there.
Yeah.
That blockchain would totally.
Yeah, I think title will go before lending.
Oh yeah, I was on the board of that's what we did was we took commercial properties and we tokenized them.
Tokenize them. Yeah, hands down. I think that will go first. I always think that there's going to be somebody that you will pay though because you're not an expert in that field, right? So even though everybody could have access to blockchain technology in some shape or form, doesn't mean you're an expert in real estate, right? Whether they eventually it will be all tokenized and put on the blockchain. So there's always going to be, in my opinion, somebody's going to have to facilitate something, But again, it's going to take a lot of the third-party processing companies out, like title, lending lenders, etc. So absolutely, that will be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, get this. Like, this is the image I've always had in my mind is, let's say you want to buy a house.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's what I see in the future. Everybody will have a block. And on that block will be all of your information.
True. Yeah.
And only you'll have the private keys, full access, but you'll be able to give other people access to, let's say, medical records, credit, and financial information. So I got my phone. I want to buy a house. I allow Rocket Mortgage access to the block. Instantly,
All my info's there.
all my info is there. I'm instantly approved and funded.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Then I go into Zillow, put in what I'm looking for. It shows me everything. I go shopping. I go to the house, scan a QR code on the lockbox. I walk through the house. It might even be furnished. Buy it right there on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The process time in the whole marketplace, especially within real estate, will change. Because
I think that's how it's set up in Australia already. Not through blockchain, but I think like real estate agents are basically like Walmart greeters over there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think they get a
Just like
percentage.
open the door or what?
Yeah, they don't get a percentage. They're all like salary through the state or whatever government that they're, like Perth, right? I think that like they're state employees or whatever, and they just open up doors for people when they want to look at a house. So like listing agents don't get a percentage. They're on like salary or something. Yeah.
That makes sense. They get paid a lot of money right now. 3%. It's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a lot when houses were like 40 to 60 grand.
Right.
But now,
great point. Yeah.
now
that
houses
40
are
years ago. Right.
What's the average now? Like almost 600,000 here.
Yeah, absolutely. So
So you're paying 6%.
Yeah, out both.
Yeah. So obviously the buyer and the seller want to avoid those fees. So if a technology can come along and cut that in half or more, you better because it will only increase the bottom line to like Rocket Mortgage as an example. Like your biggest liability on your balance sheet is employees.
Yeah.
So if I can wipe that out, you better believe I'm going to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technology that doesn't call in sick, it doesn't come in hungover, there's no drama or trauma.
Yeah, not to pay
See you later, idiots.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so I see that. That's one of my biggest that I'm waiting for is real estate, lending, all of that.
Yeah. I mean, it just totally makes sense where if I can deed over, if I can, mint an NFT or something to be a property deed now, that's title right there.
Yeah, 100%.
I just took out the most outdated process in, real estate, and I can store it all on the blockchain.
It's more secure.
Way more secure.
Faster to transfer. It's instant transfer. XRP, once
let's go.
NFTs are on XRP,
Oh
it's game over.
Well, and it's coming, right? Like they just
Michael
announced,
Jordan.
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Jordan just.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Jordan is releasing their NFT on XRP.
And
awesome.
Ronnie Coleman is another one that's doing his on
really?
XRP too.
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman's the man, dude. And it's cool too if you get whitelisted on his, you get a workout session with Ronnie Coleman, and you get a club night out with Ronnie Coleman too.
That's sweet.
Dude, I love Ronnie.
Yeah, I mean that's
He's
where
cool,
this
dude.
whole thing's going.
Lightweight, baby.
Yeah, lightweight, baby.
That's awesome.
Dude. Yeah. I mean, NFTs the market's down right now, but I mean, Gary Vee called this forever ago. He's like, it's going to get over, all these like NFTs are going to start coming out and people are going to stop showing interest in them.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you're going to be able to buy Bored Ape for, under $1,000. And I think somebody just actually bought one for $118 this week.
What?
Yeah. Well, I think the NFTs that's like the craze that had happened. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what this can further relate to into other industries. Like I see NFTs and crypto as not the second, new way of life. It's just going to take over everything that we do. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think what's gone on with like the Bored Apes and, the NFTs, what people think of NFTs, that's cool. But that's just the start. There's so many other industries that will trickle into. Yeah. It's just be a normal, way of life.
I mean, this is exactly what happened in 2017, 2018 with ICOs.
Dude, I don't even think we're going to own cars coming up here. Because, the new taxis that are coming out from Tesla or whatever, no driver, no steering wheel. You'll probably have to like scan your QR code or your NFT to get in. And then when you get out, they're like, oh, you left a mess in there. We're finding you $15 or something.
Yeah, wow.
But those are coming, man.
For sure.
2024, they're going to hit the ground. So.
Oh, yeah. And I embrace that stuff fully. I'd much rather be driven than drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, the
no gas.
The variable in the equation is always the human.
Yeah.
Humans cause accidents.
True.
So once we have technology that's always paying attention, sees everything all around itself, and if we eliminate that, heck yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but again, it's going to disrupt. So imagine the trucking industry.
Uber.
Lyft. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All those people, jobs, gone.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're talking about what we were just saying with real estate, like I've talked to you about this, like I see all sales positions gone.
Yeah.
Once you can do everything online, you're going to do it.
I mean, there's going to be, I think you guys all agree, obviously, there's going to be more millionaires made in this next decade with crypto than anybody. So I think if you can solidify a job, a career into some type of blockchain technology, you're safe. But all other jobs are up for grabs right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to get replaced.
Yeah.
I see it. I'm in lending. I love what I do, but that's going to be gone.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and we talked about this in the past. I think that sales will never go away. And I don't know what it's going to look like in the future, but it blew my 2 years in the car industry, right? It blew my mind how many people would come to me and say, "Hey, I want a car." And I'd be like, "Okay, what kind of car are you looking at?" I have no idea. And then it's like, "Oh, perfect." I love those people because I'm going to sell you whatever the fuck I can get you approved on,
Yeah.
But those people are the reason why sales is always going to be around.
True.
Because, I mean, even with construction, like when I go to people's houses, they have no idea what they want. So they need somebody to tell them what they want.
Yeah.
And then
they need an app that will just ask them questions so that they can discover what they want.
But I just think there's always going to be that human-to-human interaction, right? Where we're going to want, and I think that's part of our, natural instinct.
Totally.
There's those apps now, and nobody uses them. I mean, none of my clients, at least. When I go to their house, they have no fucking clue what they want.
I think when you're talking about construction, like what you do now as a consultant, I I don't see that going away because you're seeing details that need to be fixed. As far as purchasing new things, I see those positions.
For sure,
Because just like I was saying, when someone comes in and say they don't know what they want, you ask them questions to discover what they do want and what they can afford. If you can just send someone an app and they can do it from home, we're already seeing they're going to choose that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to what you're doing now, I don't see that going away until robots can do it. Then I for sure see it going away.
And we live in an iRobot world.
But I also see that we are, on the topic of evolution, we're evolving out of a consciousness of scarcity and into a consciousness of abundance. So I think even crypto is just a stepping stone in that direction. I think we will actually evolve out of money once we realize there's actually, we throw away enough food in America every year to eradicate hunger. So it's not a matter of resources, it's a matter of consciousness. We're not focused on how can we help each other, how can we cooperate, how can we win this game together. We're coming from a place of scarcity. There's a limited supply, so I have to hoard what I can get my hands on. I'm not going to share with you. So it's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of lack. So I see that, hey man, within 25 years, here's the thing, that consciousness switch happens. If you could go into Whole Foods and you could get anything that you need, you'll never take more than you want. Once that flip switches, and we're fully into abundance, when there's robots that are growing all the food, taking care of it, all of that stuff, everything's automated, then we will have evolved. I think we're going into like a renaissance where I agree with you. We need that human interaction. We will find it because when people don't have to work a shitty job to make not enough money, they can pursue their real passions. So there'll be more musicians than ever, more comedians than ever, more artisans than ever that again, when you come from a place of abundance, you're just sharing it. Like, hey, I do this and I want to share it with you. Hey, look, I learned this new skill. I want to share it with you guys. Rather than us being like, oh, we got to toil for our daily bread, you know? Because it all comes down to, in the last 100 years, the game has been exposed for its weaknesses. That it's actually we've been manipulated. We've been hypnotized into believing this shit that's been imposed upon us. Like, our kids, we send them to indoctrination camps, like pledging allegiance. Like, do you know what a pledge means? Do you know what allegiance means? Like, every day when your kids cross their heart and hope to die, I mean, that's a blood oath to a false idol. It's no different than Heil Hitler. It's the same thing, just you've been conditioned to think it's something else.
Right.
So all that whole game is being exposed. And as it gets exposed because of the corruption, it's going to just die away. And this new one emerges. Like, I got a 7-year-old in school. I can't wait for school to be in the metaverse. 1 hour a day, put it on. You go there, you focus for an hour. Dude, I do more in an hour with him than they're doing 7 hours. Dude, he's 7 years old. Read this book. Do some math. You're done. Get outside, dude. You're done for the day.
I like that.
Dude, he's there 35 hours a week and he's still reading like an idiot. It's like, dude, your guys' system sucks.
Oh, it's broken,
Yeah. So all of these systems are broken.
Well, and everyone I know that's going to be a teacher, it's a money thing, right? It's an easy job that you can get. And what do you go to school for, like 2 years or something? That's like the education degree or something. And it's like, every time I ask somebody and they're like, oh, well, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I love children.
Right.
And,
sub, you don't even need a degree.
You don't? Oh, you're just going in there. What's up, kids?
Dude,
we're going to learn some maths today.
You're the temp. Dude, School of Rock was probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I'd
love to be the duty. I'd probably blacklisted though now. I got fired. I was the duty.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was letting the kids swear.
Oh, you letting them swear. Yeah, that'd do it too.
And then they tattled on me, dude, and I got fired.
Wow. That's all right. They're lost.
Yeah, totally. I was a volunteer. Like, dude, I'm here to party with you guys, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I mean, that's another thing. Like, I saw how it really worked. It's like, dude, this system is so broken.
No doubt.
These people, they don't like their job.
No.
They don't like their life, and then it's got to be stressful with 30 kids all, dude, this kid's shitting his pants in the corner. This kid's picking his nose. You can't read.
Yeah.
Dude. And you're trying to juggle all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of big changes coming up, and I'm excited for all of them.
I am too, man. It's such an exciting time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we all got, everybody's
I'm like this every day, like on my toes, like, oh
yeah.
shit.
Today the day? Today the day? It's all going to pop, and we got to just be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, unless you're really, I think, especially in this space and thinking the way that we've, discussed here today, you don't understand, like, it's so exciting right now. There's so many changes that are coming, and it's going to, like, when they hit, it's going to be like, I told you so.
Well,
right. Oh, I'm already telling people I told you so.
Yeah.
Dude, listen. And now it's not too late.
No.
Come on. This correction, you should get on your knees and thank your lucky stars that it's corrected. Yeah. If it goes sub 20, oh my gosh, I'm going to be buying it up. Are you kidding me?
I do not understand why everyone wants to buy into crypto when it's high, but no one wants to buy when it dives.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because you've been conditioned to be a loser in the market. Most people are not investors, they're gamblers. So they're not good at it. That's why they always do the wrong move. You've literally been conditioned, hypnotized, programmed by the people selling you the bullshit to not be rich.
Yeah. Talk about the broken system. It's never been taught either, right? So if you go to any type of higher education, there is not a game plan on this is how to invest.
Right.
So instead we see something on Twitter, we see something from our friends, hey, this thing's up 20, 30, 40%, let me get in, and then it drops out. The legacy media system doesn't help with all the fear, the uncertainty. Coinbase is going to go bankrupt, they're going to sell. I mean, that stuff definitely plays into it. So unless you do your own research and you have a good fundamental backing of like what to invest in, you're just following the crowd, and unfortunately the crowd gets screwed.
Right. Josh just told me if I know anybody that has money in Robinhood to get it out right away, because it sounds like they might be going out of business, and the guy that owns it might be going to jail.
Oh wow!
Yeah. They just hit their lowest ever stock share, whatever cost was like $8 yesterday. It was
no
like the
way.
Ever have been hit. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't even understand like how a platform like that works.
I was gonna say, don't use Robinhood
ever. Yeah, like dude, they people don't understand. Like,
screwed.
Yeah, you don't own that. You're just trading receipts.
He did tell me to buy. I might get on like Ameritrade or something like that, because he told me to buy a couple $100 in GameStop, because he said it's about
to. It got halted today.
Really?
Trading halted on GameStop today.
No way.
30%. Yeah.
What does that mean?
You can't trade it.
Yeah, it was too volatile. Shut it down. So that's what's so crazy is that we can, we have this U.S. stock market that we can invest in, but as soon as the game, as soon as the tides turn a little bit and it doesn't go in somebody's favor, I'm going to put a halt on that.
Yeah. Well, it's the second time now too.
Yep.
So it's like, man, you guys didn't see that. Again, you have no control in that market.
You just blind trust.
Yeah. And and then the vast majority of people, not only they have no control, they take no responsibility. They actually give their money to someone else.
Yeah.
That then, dude, if you invested into Apple and you're up 10x and you call your bro, oh my gosh, I'm up 10x, I'm going to pull out $1,000 to go on vacation. They're going to sell you on staying in. That's their job. They have a vested interest. So they don't want you to get out.
Yeah, it's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street.
100%, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a drug, right? It's very...
Yeah.
And it's broken.
Did you see the Wolf's post today on Instagram? He took a clip from D-Day scene from War Movie, and it was like all these IPOs and stuff, people getting shot in the head, and dude, the Wolf is the man.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, it's bloody.
It is
bloody. Everywhere. Yeah. Like it's hard to I don't know where you hide, right now.
Yeah. Have you listened to his Straight Line book?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah, it's a good book.
Dude, it is insane. And it's crazy too, because what he says about it just clicked, and then it was all of this information just started downloading to him, and he just started writing stuff, and he's pretty much the main bit of his whole Straight Line course was on that whiteboard in that minute. He's made a couple tweaks and changes to it, but I mean, that's how it happens. It's at 1 minute, there's like one moment where you're all of a sudden you just like start getting all these down. Well,
Yeah, man,
I guess
it's
there's
weird.
other times, but I'm like,
So clear.
for
yeah.
me, it's like one day I was just like, oh my gosh, I understand blockchain. Like this is going to save the world, you know?
Yeah.
And I think for me, when I realized that was honestly the green coin. I think that one blew my mind. Through power, they're gonna.
Right,
I was
man.
like, holy shit, dude! This is really gonna save the world. If they go wireless energy is gonna be so cheap,
Yeah.
and it's just. I mean, mining crypto is gonna. It's gonna revolutionize mining it,
Yeah.
and just so many great things can happen. You know.
Yeah. Have you guys read the Sovereign Individual?
Dude, I was actually going to recommend that book to you because you said the word nation state.
That's what I was coming back to.
Dude, I've read it twice, man. It's so good, man.
I mean, we're starting to see that different
Yes.
states right now holding Bitcoin, holding these things that I completely agree with. You're going to see the dissolve of nation states disappear.
I mean, you're not going to see it. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
Every day as that dollar loses purchasing power, we're watching it. We're watching the fiat system, the world's fiat system go away. Nation states losing power. And then like it says in that, there will be networks on the internet that will be untouchable.
Yep.
Like you can't regulate it. Like I don't care if you can make it illegal.
Yeah.
People are still going to use it. They're going to say, fuck you. El Salvador is like, dude, you make it illegal in America. Guess what? Not illegal here. So
Yeah,
guess what
come
I'll
on
do?
down.
Yeah. They're going to lose.
No doubt. No doubt.
Again, it's a virus.
It is.
And it's a virus in the best sense of the word that you could even have for the word.
Yeah.
Because it's changing the planet. Like I see it like as a virus wrapped around the planet, changing the planet. Every node that goes up is just another node, like a cell in your body, like a neural pathway.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're watching that happen right now around the world.
Super exciting.
It's so exciting, man.
It's crazy to think about too, because I have like a lot of veteran, like people that used to work for the empire, right? And now they all want to move to Puerto Rico so that they're not, they're like, oh, I already know what they do, right? Like I know all their secrets.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
man.
all these vets are moving to Vietnam and Bali
Right.
and
I've seen
Costa
this
Rica
before.
and Puerto
Right,
Rico.
man.
They're moving out. And the reason they're doing that is because they already know that the empire is about to collapse,
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
No doubt.
all the way around. I mean, it's crazy. Like I had so much, everyone has so much fear around like Russia and China, right? And now what are we like 3 months into a war with Ukraine, who's the smallest country in the world? Their best warship that they had over there, 2 missiles blew it up in like 37 seconds. Have you guys seen that video?
Yeah. I didn't see the video, but I saw the
Insane. It's like their best warship got blown up in like
Not even close.
30. Yeah, it was like a minute. And it's like, why is everybody so afraid of all this,
Yeah.
And they don't want to go to war. They have people leaving tanks and
No one wants to go to war.
Yeah.
No one.
dude, this was the first war they had soldiers posting like TikToks of like them like
Right.
me thinking of my boo like kicking stuff and like
Oh,
dude just
that's interesting.
yeah, and like you had TikToks of like them rolling tanks to Ukraine and stuff, and it's like
Dude.
Wild, goofy world, man.
yeah,
It is,
so
man.
wild.
But it's just, again, it's just exposing them.
Yeah.
Every move that they make now is just backfiring on them.
True.
It's just allowing us to see the corruption, to see the manipulation, and
Yeah.
then more people just unplug and say like,
I'm out.
because here's what most people don't understand: their system relies on consent.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to consent to it. Once people just stop consenting, their game ends.
True.
So as they continue with their shenanigans, people just keep waking up and seeing this until one day the scales tip.
Yeah.
And their whole system crumbles.
Yeah, eventually, and it just takes enough people to just, okay, we all agree on one thing, and now it used to be, U.S. dollar, right? We all agreed that fiat means by demand, because I say so, right? Eventually, it's just people are moving more and more. They're waking up like, hey, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that policy. I'm going over here, and you eventually get enough people over here. That's what's going to tip.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Yeah, can you imagine being one of the last people to jump ship?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can.
It'll still
I've
be
seen that
better than
movie.
them never jumping, right? But
Yeah.
get over it now.
Yeah, get over now. Gosh dang it. I'm screaming from the rooftops. Gosh, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I still got those posts, man. Ethereum was $7.
Yeah.
I was telling people, buy this.
Yeah.
Come on, buy it up. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, but
I
still,
know.
people.
Dude, we had a meeting at like a fucking Applebee's or Chili's or something. And I was like, dude, Gary's never like been this, like he's never been this like on point. And he like shows up and he's like, Ken, I'm only going to tell you this because I'm your friend. Empty all of your savings and put it into crypto. This was 2016. And I'm like, dude, Gary, you said some crazy ass shit to me, but this might be the wildest thing, And he's like, dude, I'm putting everything into crypto. That was in 2016.
That's awesome.
And I put like $4,800. That was the most I did. And I wish that I would have emptied out my fucking savings. Yeah.
Man.
But now
everybody.
Now I'm all in. Got the Kraken account set up so I can just instantly transfer everything over.
Nice.
And going no money in a bank account.
Yeah, man, that's the name of the
Pay off
game,
the credit
man.
cards.
I like that.
Yeah, just use a credit card.
Yeah.
And then pay credit card with the crypto, man. It's
Yeah.
easy.
I like that. Yep.
Well, nice, man.
Cool. Absolutely.
Good stuff, guys.
Shit.
Dang, man. Good game.
It was awesome.
Good game. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Real glad to have you.
Yeah, that was fun.